you want to tell them? Join Animal Connections and renowned pet psychic Nicole Elizabeth as she connects with your pets both living and past to deliver messages and receive answers to your questions. Here now is your host, Nicole Elizabeth.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Spirit Realm Network. Today is the 27th of February at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'm Nicole Elizabeth, and this is your show, Animal Connections. So today we're going to give free readings to people that connect with me on the website, which is spiritrealm.net. So anyone watching on any other platform, if you want to pop over to the website, spiritrealm.net, and there'll be a chat, which I'm actually going to bring up now because that way we can chat and interact, and I can give you free readings for your pets. So let me just jump on there now. Now, there we go. We should have the facility to add photos of your pets as well, so everyone else can see and everyone else can have a look at how beautiful your pet is. So if you have a pet and you pop a photo up, or if you don't have a photo and you just want to pop who they are, I'm going to give you an example. Dog, named Dio, alive. Why does he like to chase yabbies? Something like that. And then I'll connect with that dog or with your pet, and then I will give you what I'm sensing, feeling, seeing, and it could be anything. It could be, I could be getting a song, I could be getting a feeling from them, I could be feeling them on my body, or I could be feeling them in my body as a way of letting me know what is going on in their body. Now, I'm not a vet. I do not diagnose, and nor should any animal communicator, because they're professionals that have studied many, many years, and they're vets, and they're the only people that are allowed to diagnose. And what we should be doing is just, what I can do is say, well, this is what the pet's making me feel from the pet's perspective. That's it. So I think that's very important to let you. I'm not going to go to a pet and say, I think you've got a tear, crucial ligament, and you need this. No, we don't do that. So let me just get this chat up, which I probably should have had up, to be fair, a little bit before, but it's been a bit of a crazy day. And why does my internet feel a bit slow? Now, in the meantime, while I'm bringing this up, what we might do is talk about how pets connect with us. Here we go. Now it's coming up. Hi, Deb. Hi, Rochelle. Okay, what have we got? So what I'm going to do is just give a brief rundown, because each week we can discuss a topic. So if you have a topic that you'd like me to discuss, we can just put in the chat and I can do it for the following week or that week, depending on how we go for time. And this week, I'm going to bring through how animals connect with us. Now, animals constantly read energy. They read body language, but it's more the energy. It's more, you know how animals know when someone's a good person or not? You know, they just know, because they get it from, even if they're appearing to be a good person and got it all together, they can tell because it's in their energy field. So they're constantly sending messages to us via their energy, and we are constantly sending messages to them via our energy, whether we're mad or upset. They pick up on that. So the one way that animals can connect with us is through that energy. So you might get something where, let's say, you're thinking to yourself, I better check that water bowl, or I need to, what time is it? I feel like it's the pet's food time. And you look, and sure enough, the water bowl is empty, or it is feed time. And that's generally because the animal is sort of putting out that energy, knowing when they should be get fed, or knowing who to connect to get their water bowl filled. They'll be sending that energy out. And it's just how we receive the message. We may just automatically think of it. Our eyes may do. That's how animals in our home tend to connect with us the best way. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Now let me see, what have we got? Okay, we've got a few chats, a few coming through. Okay, so I'm going to read these. So Rochelle, so if anyone who's followed me in previous shows will know that Rochelle's come through, Stewie's come through. Stewie came through quite strong the first time I spoke to Stewie. Now, 2 questions. Can Stewie, why is that over there? Tell me anything about the little bird outside, particularly when I'm looking at his favorite spot in the sky. As this is Itsy Bitsy Stewie's mum, she's 14. So the photo in the chat is Itsy Bitsy Stewie's mum, right? Is she doing okay in old age? Is she struggling with anything, or is there anything I can help her with? Okay. And then underneath we've got Deb, your bottle-fed cat. Oh, I love that. What's wrong with my moo-moo? Oh, I love that you call your baby your moo-moo. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get to Stewie, Itsy Bitsy, and then we'll get to Bodhi. That way, everyone can hear everyone's connection. I'm just going to pop that over there. Right. So the way I connect is I like to write their name, because for me that zones my energy into that. Can I just say, though, with Stewie, so this is for Rochelle, with Stewie, as soon as I write down this name, I get this rush of energy coming through. He's very, very good at instantly being there, you know, very much Stewie, boom, I'm here, that type of thing with him. Now, this little birdie, because I actually know what you're referring to because we've had discussions about this. So for everyone else, though, let me just see what Stewie has to say about this bird. Because it flies, I feel like it flies around your head more than anything. And when I'm getting with that, it's when it's around your head, it's because you've got a lot going on in your mind. And it's sort of Stewie's way of sending you a sign of 2 things. One, he's aware of what's happening in your life, and he understands that there's a lot of, it feels like mental anguish when he sends this bird to you. The bird is a bird that is living. However, this bird and any sign that we get love to comply with spirit to help bring us messages. So this bird is, what I see is like this, it almost looks like a tornado of energy around your head. And this is what I'm seeing from, well, Stewie and the bird, to be honest. And that's why I feel like we're flying around, almost like a little helicopter. That's the way I see this little bird, being a little helicopter around your mind, but not obviously close. It's sort of at a distance because there's energetic barriers is what I'm seeing. Do you feed this bird? Because I'm getting this sense of coming close, like hopping close to you, but on the ground as well. Now, what else? And I almost see as if it waits for you. It feels like it knows your routine, but more so it knows when you're there. It feels like, to me, it's like I can hear you, and I know when I'm coming out. I know when the door's opening, and I know when you're there. It's kind of like you have this connection with this bird, almost separate to Stewie, but it started with Stewie. Does that make sense to you? I'm just going to look at the chat now because I put my phone over there, so when I connect, I'm not looking at it. But let's see. Hi, Mission Kitty Crew. Thank you for joining. Okay. Okay, so if you are there, Rochelle, let me know if that makes sense to you about the bird with Stewie. Ooh. And it's kind of like Itsy Bitsy knows because I said it, I announced it, which order I was going to connect to the animals in. And as soon as I went, okay, sort of like tied up Stewie, I got a real big pull to clenching my mouth with Itsy Bitsy. I feel like I'd like to know if you actually have noticed her do this, because I feel like I need to clench my mouth. And that for me is a little bit of tense energy held there. I'm also feeling, and this is where I'm saying, guys, I'm not diagnosing, I'm just bringing through the information that the animal's giving about how they feel in their body. Now, it's their opinion. It doesn't mean opinions are facts. It's just what I'm getting. But with Itsy Bitsy, I'm getting it like this side. So this is, I know it's reverse on camera, but it's my right side. I'm feeling a little tension and a little bit of energy going down into my stomach. And it feels like to me this is almost as if she's having, sorry, my sheep are under the house, a bit of difficulty swallowing. Because I feel like my mouth's getting quite dry and I'm finding it difficult to swallow, but I'm clenching my mouth at the same time. So she may be having some issues concerning this. What else we got, Itsy? She's a character because as soon as I wrote down Itsy Bitsy, I could hear her laughing. So despite this, she's still quite the character. I'm also actually getting pain here. So it's, how would I translate that to a pet? Obviously chest, but this side of my chest here is where I'm feeling a little bit of pain and a bit of tension. So does Itsy Bitsy have a heart thing? I honestly can't remember, but it feels like that's something there that I'm feeling in her body. So just keep an eye on what her food is. I'm not liking dry food because I feel like she's, when I'm connecting with that, I feel like she's having a little bit of a difficult time even chewing it. It just feels like it's an effort to do that. So I'd like in my mouth, and I say it as if it's me, but I'm feeling it as if it's them. But I'd like something that's a little bit easier to eat. Yeah, it's any way I can put it. Eat. Okay, let me check the chat. Where are we? Okay. So, just writing that time down. So to give you feedback on Stewie and the bird, yes, the bird flies around Rochelle's head. Where are we? Has the same sort of energy, but it comes very close to my face. I feel the wallabies in the same spot. So he probably eats there too. I feed the wallabies in the same spot, so the bird probably eats there too. Sorry, just getting my head around what the comment is. It's when I put the music on my phone out there, so that's how the bird knows when you're out there and when to come and connect. It's interesting. It reacts to the music, or if I'm looking for Stewie. That's really cute. Hi, Julian. Sorry, I just saw Julian pop a message saying hello. And more confirmation for Itsy Bitsy. So yes, she's been choking on her food and coughing, and yes, she does have a heart murmur. So she has lumps on her side. Okay, so that's what I'm connecting with. That's what's making me feel. So let me go back to your question. It's funny because I let the animals say what they want to say, and I generally forget what you actually asked me. So let me just go back to the question. I feel like she would have covered it anyway because that's what animals do. Is she doing okay in her old age? Anything she's struggling with or anything that I can help her with? So to answer those questions, because she put that information on me, I do feel like she's definitely feeling those, and that's her main concern in her life, because she has a very good life with you. So it's just making you aware that these are the things that and the lumps, because as I said that, it just felt like I could feel it. So just making you aware that these are the things that she needs, you need to be aware that she's struggling with this at times. But I do feel like she pushes on through, though, because that's just the way she is. And ways to help her would be help when you notice the food, help her change the food up a little bit. Food that it's easier for her to eat because she is struggling with that. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, so quickly just her heart condition is the only thing wrong with her and her age. Yes, I've noticed her sight is off when she jumps off the bed. She can still see, though. It's just a little bit, that's old age. That's okay. It happens to most people. Hello, greetings, Madison and Emily. Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby's here. Okay, guys, I'm going to go back to Deb because I promised Deb that she would be next. And then we'll go to Cleo and then Ruby. So if anyone's watching on the website, which is spiritrealm.net, please pop over to the chat so you can actually see photos of these beautiful pets. So if you're watching on Facebook, the easiest way to connect with me is through the chat. I actually can't see your comments on Facebook. So if anyone is commenting on Facebook, please pop over to the website so I can actually see and we can connect that way. I know it's a bit annoying because you may be watching on Facebook, and you're quite welcome to watch. And if you don't want to interact, that's totally fine if that's a platform that's comfortable for you. But if you do want to interact with me, the best way is to pop over to the spiritrealm.net and join the chat. Watch live and then join the chat. So Deb, let me go. Have a look. Bodhi. Is causing an issue with hang on, I feel like I've skipped one. No? Okay. If I have, Deb, just pull me back and say, hey, you did miss it. He's causing an issue with Bailey, my bottle-fed cat. Bodhi and Bailey. Okay. And my 1-year-old. What's wrong with Mumu, please? Okay, Bodhi. Whew. All right, Bodhi. I'm getting very sharp, distinct energy coming through, almost as if we're it's like what I'm actually seeing is kind of like a ruler in a school. And I know this went out years ago, but when I was in school, it was actually still a thing. I'm that old. Like the cane in school, that's what I'm feeling. And first thing that came through, very, very distinct. It feels like I have to keep these people in line. Now, we don't. This is where the opinion comes in, but this is how he's feeling. Let me just get these names correct. Also, check with, there's one of them too, because as soon as I connected back to the chat, there's one of them that is having an issue with, I'm getting lower stomach. So that's, I guess, intestines. So I feel like this is actually causing this disruption in the household, is causing maybe some digestive upset for the others. And because I feel like there's rumbling going on in my stomach, my lower stomach. And so that is something that is kind of like the animals want me to present to you to be aware of, just to know that that's happening in the household as well. Do you know what I get when I'm getting fed up energy. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing it? This one feels like Bodhi, the one that's causing the problem. The reason why he feels like he needs to be hard on them, because it feels like they're getting away with things he never got away with. It feels like almost as if there's children, and it's not right. And I'm almost getting like hands thrown up in the air by him. You know, that sort of attitude. It's just like, well, why are we doing that? Let me see what else I can get. Okay, now remember this is opinion, but I wrote down the word unfair. Feels like there's unfair treatment. This could be jealousy, and could be that's why he's feeling it's unfair. Too much attention elsewhere is what I'm getting. And almost as if, how to describe, I'm just like, just even giving a sneaky little nudge is what I'm feeling this cat is doing to the others. I'm getting, he feels like it's, again, it's opinion. It's very unfair. Things happen with these that didn't happen with me, and I'm not happy about it, pretty much. Let me see if I can find any messages. Bottle-fed cat Bailey's now 12 and has been bullied by his sisters. I had them separated, and she shares a space with Mumu and 1-year-old female cat Bella. Oh, I love that name. Neither Bella or Bailey will sleep with me anymore, and I have a feeling that Bodhi is bullying them. Bodhi, Bailey, Bella. Oh, all bees. Isn't that cute? Bodhi is not a fan at all of Bella. Oh, Interesting. I actually was going to say Bailey, but Bella came out, and that is, for me, that's what Bodhi's coming through. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just, oh, hey, May Mama. See if there's any messages. Hello, Casey. Thank you for joining. And 3 Cat Mama. Thanks, everyone. Deb. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to look for Deb's comments so I can just get the interaction between us going. So Bailey went to the vet last week and was diagnosed with anxiety, probably because he's being bullied. And Bella threw up last night. So that's the cat that has the stomach issues. So these are causing emotional issues between them. Let me see. He's jealous of Bailey. There you go. Bailey's not my soul cat. He's biting them. Yes, he is. Okay. Okay. As soon as I read that, it was just like penny drop, 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 drop. This cat feels like it has the right to do this. The reason being is you have mentioned that this is not your soul cat, and that's okay. I have 5 dogs. I have one that is my soul dog, and so animals do understand where they fit in our emotional energy field. Bodhi, I feel like that's why he feels it's unfair. It's like I have the right to bully these cats because I don't think they need to be here. That's the attitude I'm getting. I don't want them here. Mum doesn't want them here. That's an opinion, not a fact. That's the way he sees and interprets the energy in his life. And I have the right to do this. Of course, they're not going to sleep with you because it's kind of like it's almost a game to him now. So we need to get that balance back. So what I would do with that, let me see what else is coming through. Bodhi surprise attacks Bailey. This is the one with anxiety because I'm seeing I'm like jumped out at as well. Jumped up, looking at. I always have my eyes as well, like I'm almost as if I'm staring them down, and they can feel me looking at them. That's what I'm getting with them. We need to reset the tone in the house. And also, Bodhi needs to know that you have control of what's going on in the house. Bodhi is stepping in because he feels like, well, I should be. Mum doesn't want him here anyway. Again, that's opinion, not fact. You want them there. You just don't want this behavior to carry on. So we need to get Bodhi to stop bullying these two. And he needs to learn manners. So I would, it's almost as if you'd have to train the cats like you train dogs, but also you have to catch him in the act. You also need to have what is it? You need to let Bodhi see you empowering Bailey and Bella because he needs to know that he can't get away with this. And I'm not talking about you don't have to, that's not being mean to a cat or putting dominance, nothing like that. It just means as the leader, you need to be able to get them to all look at you and understand that they're all important. And yes, this one over here may be your soul cat, but these two are equally as important and are allowed to be here. And I would be telling Bodhi that these cats have the right to be here because you will be thinking of images to confirm that as you're saying it. And also just say, Bodhi, you live here. They have the exact same right as you. And this is exactly how I expect you to be treated. So when they are, he's going to chuck a tantrum too, as I'm getting, but you need to be able to show them that they have equal rights and you will connect with them and you will tell Bodhi, he almost has to come down off his little pedestal. And again, I don't want that done in a mean way. It's just then you give them the attention and you tell him no, and this is why. And eventually it'll come out to balance, but it will take a while because now they're coming up with physical conditions because of what's going on in them mentally. Now, it's very difficult to solve a problem in 5-10 minutes. And the best way is to have an actual session with them and explain it all to them. I have actually had this with cats in the US. Noodles, she's actually gone to heaven now. But there was a bullying. There was 3 of them. They were bullying each other, and the balance was all out. And then when I spoke to them, they were, you should be doing this and you should be doing, they're like finger pointing all at each other. And I just like, stop. No, this is the order of things. This is who the boss, this is where your position is in the house. And that's just that is just the way it goes. And it's like, once they were told, and I did it quite firmly, but loving, and explained to them, when this happens, then you'll take position. You just need to know where your position is. Stopped instantly. Their mama came back and told me that it stopped it. And they had a lovely interactions until, unfortunately, one of them was sick and had to cross over to heaven. So there's ways around. You can do it by communicating with them directly, but it is very limited in the time I have here to be able to solve an issue like that. So just wanted to let you know. So I hope that helps you. I can see there's a lot of animals coming through, so I want to get to them all. Yes, the more attention you pay to Bodhi, the worse the bullying gets, but you have to stop him when he's doing it. So we may have to have a chat. We may have to have a chat more in depth to really get into it. But there is surprise attacks that you can't see as well going on in your house. So Bella was dumped outside with cat poo and I rescued her. Oh, my goodness. Oh, honey. Okay. I'm going to try and actually, do you know what, Deb? I'm just going to pop you down. And then if I get through all the other pets, I'm just going to see if we can work on a solution with you. And if not, come again next week and we can, over time work on a solution as well. But this, I'm feeling, as soon as I said solution, my belly's going again. So it really is affecting Bella. And interesting to see if when her cat flu kicks up, when the bullying kicks up as well. So we're going to have to work on a solution together, I think. Now, going back. So please, I hope that's made sense to you, though, from what I have said on the chat. Let me see. Where are we? Rochelle, Julianne, Madam Maymay's mama. I hope I haven't skipped anyone, guys. Please let me know if I have. Oh, Ruby. Emily and Ruby. Hi, Casey. I think I said that before, but hello again. And 3 Cat Mama. This is my first time trying to connect to Nicole Elizabeth about my 3 cats. And all have tick-borne diseases, including Lyme disease. I don't exactly know how this works. Interesting. Okay. I'll come back to you. 3 Cat Mama. Let me write this down. I'm going to get to Ruby. Now, who didn't have in their mind, as soon as I said Ruby, had the song Ruby, 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 got play in their mind? 3 Cat Mama. Okay. I need water. Okay, Emily, why do I have Ruby standing there with my hands on my hips? It's kind of like she's watching what's going on in the house. Now, we've actually had it. So everyone that's watching, we have had a session, when was it, a couple of weeks ago? And we focused on another pet that was in the household. But Ruby's in spirit. And I'm getting this hand on the hip. Hand on the hip. But also an acknowledgement of this longing for her, because it feels like, now I'm going to have to word this right, because you're not making her stuck or anything like that, but it feels like every time the sense I'm getting is, I wish Ruby was here, and it's kind of like pulling her to you. Now, it doesn't mean she doesn't want to be there or anything like that. It's just she understands that there's that there's still that connection of grief to her. That's the way I'm going to word it to hopefully make sense. Because what I'm getting with Ruby, and I cannot remember how Ruby passed. I know we've had sessions, but ages ago, and sorry guys, me trying to remember what happened not long ago, it's not going to happen. But what I'm getting with Ruby was the moment she passed, this is big relief from her as well when she passed. Almost I could sigh and just like let it all go. And it feels like, I know, because I feel like Ruby was older, and it felt like you knew that this is something that was going to come, but it just felt like such a relief from her end when it did happen. So there's no feelings of, man, darn, I wish I could have stayed a bit longer. I'm not getting that. Or I feel like Ruby was quite happy to go when she did. Almost like I woke up and it was like, oh, sense of relief. That's what I'm getting with her, relief. Also, too, are you guys thinking of moving? There's something to do with your house. It's just something that Ruby's mentioning to me. There's something to do with your house. Or buying? Something like that. There must be some talk about a house going on at the moment, because Ruby's kind of like bringing me to a house and then moving me. I know you have moved in the past, but it feels like there's something else coming up for you guys with that. And also it's like Ruby sort of like running in between. Who's that cat? That bully. You've got a cat that bullies the dogs. I almost feel like Ruby's getting in between there. And that's what I'm getting too. Almost as if sometimes you may see the cat, it's a Bailey as well, that almost as if you see all of a sudden just backs off, because that's when Ruby's in the house. Ruby's in the house. I don't know why that came up, but that's what she was saying. Sorry, guys. Let me just check the comments. Otherwise, I'll get sidetracked. Okay, so a bit of confirmation. So, Deb, I'll definitely book a session with you. Please do. And email me too if you need to. Oh, yes, here's confirmation about. Okay. It's only recently begun and I don't like it at all. No. And the thing is too, when we don't, sometimes us not liking it can be like some children stirring the pot a little bit as well. Work afternoon, so you don't see it also. Yes. Okay. We can work on this, Deb. Okay. Also, yes, we had a session with Gracie. That's right. That's the one we recently had. So this is Emily, back for Emily and Ruby. Ruby passed in my arms one night. That's right. She waited for Mum to get home from work. Yes, that's right. Weeks. She'd been struggling for weeks leading up to, and we were working towards making the decision. She was 15. That's right. But she went before the decision was made, because Ruby went on her terms. She had the little bit of got a bit better and then went, and then sort of fell back, crashed in a sense. And Madame Maymay's mum is watching this as well. And that's exactly what happened with Madame Maymay. And you'll notice a lot of horses will do that as well. They'll be really sick. And then all of a sudden they'll have this burst of energy and you may get a little time with them and then they'll crash back down again. And that is quite normal. Oh, and you have been thinking about moving maybe at the end of the year. Okay, so that's Emily and that's Ruby's. That's confirmation. So Ruby's very aware of what so I'm just writing this down. Ruby's very aware of what's the discussion that's been had in the house. So she's also very aware that of any house, you will have the best opportunity to find one. But she was just referring to that. And when I was getting the feeling from her, it felt like almost time to move. Interesting. So that's what I'm feeling from Ruby. Yeah, I feel like she knows that it's time to move on, and that actually a change of location may help with everyone being on a new level playing field, and this way we can settle the animals up, because it'll throw the balance out, because it'll be completely new to everyone, and this could be a way to reset. So there you go. I feel like that's what a message that Ruby is passing on to you guys. So I hope that makes sense to you, Emily. Well, who else do we have? Where are we? Oh, beautiful. Casey. Max. Oh my God, Max is beautiful. Oh, can't wait to get to Max. But there's another cat I have to get to, then I'll get to Max. Oh, and 3 cat mama. Our colony boy, Buster. Hey, Buster. Guys, if you're on Facebook, you should have a look at the chat, because there's some really beautiful photos of animals coming through. Now, I feel like I need to come back to 3 cat mama. Yes, that's where I'm at. Okay. My 3 cats that all have tick-borne diseases, including Lyme disease. I don't exactly now know how this works. Okay, so I'm assuming you don't know how it works with me or with animal communication, but what I'm going to do is just connect, because one thing that I wrote 3 cat mama, and then what I was feeling, even though I was talking about another pet and I knew it didn't relate to the other pets, is that there's a level of exhaustion that's coming through from all of them, and a level of mentally wanting to be able to do something but almost physically not having the energy to do that. And that's what I'm feeling is coming from your cats. Let me see. Did you have a particular question about that too? Feel free to pop it in the chat, but I'll see what I get. Water's always really good for this sort of stuff. Okay. Sorry, I just saw a chat come through. I'll see if that was from you. Okay. Emily, I'll try and get back to you. Hi, Dee. Okay, so 3 cat mama, if you're watching, please leave a comment so we can interact. Now, I am getting... I don't feel like these cats have any regrets. I feel like that's a really weird thing to say from getting tick-borne diseases. Feels like to me... Hang on, no. Let me back up. This will make way more sense. I'm getting the sense I'm not having any regret, because the reason why they got ticks on them was because they actually had to go out and do stuff. And if they didn't do stuff, it almost feels like I'm going to exploring and I have things to do. And that kind of was always a risk and a side effect, but I needed to do that. So I don't really have regret in that respect, if that makes sense. But I do feel like they didn't understand the impact of that, but in their mind, it wasn't really a concern. But they do feel the impact in their body right now. What is that? I am seeing... So I like to see things like spinach with cats, but for me, that could be symbolic of we needing that clean diet for them to help them, their body process, because it's an immune thing, isn't it, I believe? And that will give them the best, you know what this is? Just as like the best way to support that, their system, to help them feel a lot better. One of them also has, what I'm getting to is one of your cats also has, they get pain from this. Is it from this in particular? But one actually has pain in their back right knee more so than anything. So this could actually be causing joint pain in one more than others. So you will see slow get up, because I feel like there's a little bit of discomfort in this particular cat. And I'm seeing a lighter colored cat as well. So let me know if that makes sense to you. I'll just see if you've made a comment in the chats. Sorry, guys. You'll see that I'll have a look, put my phone down, because I'm looking at the chat, and then I'll connect. So I find it better to do it that way. Just for me anyway. Okay. So 3 cat mama. what I'm feeling, so I know you haven't left a message because that's what I was checking for. One thing that I would be keeping an eye out for is one cat that has a little bit of difficult getting up because it feels like this, what's going on in their body is causing more pain. I do feel like there is a level of pain, one suffering more than the others. And I don't even know if it's even the older cat. Like I just don't, like I feel like there's just one, and there's one that there's something to do with itchy skin on one. So that for me is more of a push to ensure that you're supporting their immune to give them the best chance. So that's something that I would be looking at for your 3. Again, I'm not diagnosing, it's just the information that's coming through from the animals when I connect to them. And is one of them a lighter coloured cat? I feel like I'm patting fur, and it's longer than my cat's fur, and it's lighter coloured, almost a bit apricot-y as well. So let me know if that makes sense on the chat. Now, who we got? Also, Deb, our goal is going to be to get the anxiety underway. And I'll give you tips with that when we connect, and help with your other cat to help support them also to get through it as well. It's not just one. One needs to pull their head in. The other 2 need empowerment to get that balance right. Okay, Mish and Kitty Crew. And Mish and Kitty Crew, and then I'll get to Max, I feel. Max, beautiful Max. I'm very drawn to Max. I want to say, just looking at his photos. But let me go back to Mish. And so everyone watching, Mish is actually a cat rescuer. She rescues all these beautiful cats that need a hand. And I have lost your comment. Oh, Cleo. Okay, now beautiful indoor lap cat, mama's girl. Oh, this is the cat with the eye. That's right. And then Buster. Oh, I remember Buster. Okay, where are we going? So Deb's comment, thank you. Yes, and my aim is to help all 3. I shouldn't laugh, but it was kind of like when I read that, it was kind of like they all went, of course, she was going to help us. So they know, back up, they know that you're going to look after them. It wasn't even a question for them. It's funny. One must have a real personality. Okay. Let me see, where are we with Mish? There's no real question though with Mish and your cats. So what I'm going to say though is this may be left field, but I'm going to say I would, as their mama, ask them to draw the cat that's missing back to your mum's house. I know we haven't spoken about this for a while, but it's something you can actually ask your pets to do because they have a direct connection all the time with any animal living or past, and even in the future, that is connected to you. So I would ask them, so I know you didn't ask this, but this is just something that's coming through. I would ask them to call that cat back. Tell them that it's okay. Tell them to tell Lily that it's okay to come home. That's what I'd be doing with this one. All right, let me go. Oh, always, they are beautiful. Deb, if you have photos, I'd love to see photos of your cats, just to see them. Max. Why are we maxing out? What is going on with you, Max? Do you know the song? This is for you, Casey, for Max. I hear this a lot with pets. I don't know why they seem to have a selection of songs that they filter through for me because a lot of them mean things. And I've got goosebumps as I'm saying this. So I wonder, where is Max? Why am I feeling goosebumps? That's something I'm going to put out there straight away. Because I'm feeling like as soon as I said Max's name, my skin just reacted and goosebumps. Generally, when I'm getting confirmation from spirit is when I get those goosebumps on my legs, because it was both legs, and left leg is my human leg. I know it's weird. Just go with me, people. And my right leg, when I get goosebumps, is for animals. And my both legs went. So there seems to be a lot of actual spiritual energy coming through when it comes to Max. Isn't that funny? Oh, they're the cats. Oh, the bully. Okay. But oh, the bully's cute. Okay, through Cat Mama, I'll see if I can come back to you. Yes. So, Mish, to answer your question, yes, the crew can. Yes and yes is what I need to tell you. You asked yes and yes. Is Buster alive? Will the crew be able to draw him back? Yes and yes is what I'm getting. And yes, do that for Lily. Thank you. Now, oh, I've got to write you down, Emily. Otherwise, right. I've actually lost track of where I am. Max, my God, Max. It's as if I got tapped then straight away. How dare you to me? Okay. All right, so Max. I'm getting with Max. Okay, there's something to do with Max and something to do with Urian. Almost as if, I know that sounds weird, but it feels like to me, were we a marker? What's going on with that? It feels like but I felt like I needed to go all the time. But it didn't feel like a problem. I felt like I'm getting marking, the word marking. So I wonder if Max is a marker or was a marker. What's that? Max got knocked by something, is what I'm seeing. Because I'm seeing a knock and almost as my whole body jolted. But I'm seeing it from the back end. And a yelp, and I kept going. So it must have been something that's happened in Max's life that relates to that. There's something to do with an incident like that with Max. But it's almost as if, shake it off, doesn't matter. It's showing me, but it shook it off. How does that relate? Let me see the chat if that relates. Where are we? Oh, dear, Bailey. Bailey's very special. Okay. There's also something to do with Max about breathing. I know this is a lot coming through for Max. I don't know whether these things were quite obvious for you, but I'm getting there's a lot, something to do with breathing, like it's difficult for me to breathe. So that's coming through as well. And I also hear the words home. Like I'm home. So please let me know if you're still watching, Casey, how that relates to Max. Because that's what I'm feeling that's coming through from him. Very proud, though, of shaking it off. I didn't get the Taylor Swift song. Normally I do when animals tend to shake it off. It's not his type of music, he's telling me. I get more classical than country. They don't really go together, Max. He doesn't care. So there you go. That is so funny. What a character. Talkative. Vocal as well, I'm getting, because I can hear him. Oh, he's been peeing on the bed. Not a marker, but he's been peeing on the bed. And he does occasionally get the doggy asthma cough when he's been running around. Interesting. So this is Casey and Max, everyone. Now, there's something to do, though, with, it feels like to me around Max, and this could be around you, but there's another pet in spirit and there's a human in spirit. And that's why I keep getting the two goosebumps come through. Ah, interesting. So he's actually a foster, and we're torn if he's to stay, as he struggles so much with men. And I worry about him being happy in a house with a man. Interesting. And he said, I'm home. And you and I, you and him talk 24/7, right? Like to howl and whine type. Oh, I love that. So he is quite the talker. Okay. This is making a bit more sense to me now. I love this. Okay. So you probably heard, though, I was quite drawn to Max when I was going through the chat. There's something special about Max, and I feel like that's what you're feeling as well, because there's all these animals, and they're all equally as special, but there's something standing out about Max, and I feel like there's something that relates to how you're feeling about him and how he's feeling about you. The weeing, I feel like this has something to do with fear, and if you're toing and froing, he's picking up on that, and you're talking to him. And you talk to him, like you mentioned, 24/7, but there's this. And the uncertainty is what's giving him fear. And do you know what, though? I do want to say, though, that if we're doing fear and doing the weeing this way, oh, that's where the wee's coming through, right? Sorry, something just clicked in my head. It's better than acting out in other ways. So the man in the house, I just feel like he's got a team with you. It feels like there's a spiritual team behind you two. You're having, and the other thing too is I need to look at the chat, but in a sec. But I feel like this is actually causing to give you headaches, because I'm getting a headache as I'm saying this. It's kind of like you're just going back and forth with the man. You can actually train him with a man. There are things, and if we do have a session, there are things I can help you with. I personally, beside all this work, beside all rescue, I have had a dog that was terrified of men, and I got him at 3 months old, and he just always had a thing about men. He'd go and hide, but then somehow, my husband is probably listening to this in his car, gained his trust. So it's not as if he can't gain trust. It just has to make sure he does it the right way. And we can help with things like that. And that can also be a lot of training tools to give him the, the confidence to be able to trust you. And then if this is what I say to people with training and with animal communication, if those two things line up, it's actually a bit easier to do both, because you're communicating on their level, and then you're giving them the tools also on their level. So it helps them a little bit quicker to get to where they need to be. And you can break down the barriers, and you can, those sorts of things. So there's things that you can do. And I don't know why I'm just like verbal diarrhea with this, but I feel like with Max saying I'm home, that's his opinion. Now, guys, what you guys do with this information is all up to you. It's your free will, obviously. But I'm bringing through what the animal tells me, and then you're free to do whatever you want with that information. That's how I feel with Max, and I, again, was very drawn to him. Oh, so Casey, you feel that he's actually a past pet come back to you. That could be how you're feeling that connection. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I missed a few of and oh my God, the headaches are literally, hang on, here, and I haven't known why. I never get headaches. I did not even think of fear I'm instilling in him as if he is here to stay. And honestly, this is something we all do. So the headaches are coming from your confusion. And if you don't get headaches, and now you do, and he's showing me that you're getting headaches because he's putting it onto me. He's very aware of what's happening. And also, he doesn't want to stress you out. And so if you're stressing out, I'm getting the goosebumps again. If you're stressing out, then he's stressing out, and then you've got this little ball of energy of stress going back and forth. So, and that's honestly, we're humans. That's what we do. It's not, we all do this. I do this with my pets sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's right. Maybe it takes me sometimes a little bit longer to realize. So you're a human. It's okay. Now we know. And that's what he was bringing through to me to let you know. So then you guys can work on it together. So I love, though, that you guys talk back and forth. Max is very, very, very special. That's just something I want to say. So how you perceive that, I feel like he's special to you, though. And I feel like there's ways that you can make it work. So I hope that makes sense. Please let me know if I've missed anything in the comments. 3 cat mama. Oh, hang on. Everyone, Poppy, the bully. Oh, that's right. Poppy. So everyone who's on with me on the Spiritual Realm Net on the website, Poppy is the most gorgeous bully. There's a lot of bullies going on at the moment. I feel like there's something in the air. But Poppy gets by on her looks too. Just saying. Mish. Where don't Mish? Mish, Chloe, how does her eye feel? Now, you can probably see I'm blinking a little bit. I can't see the photo. She hasn't scrolled up that far. But I'm feeling like I need to squint a little bit more. I'm not feeling pain. It's just, when you sort of squint a little bit more and maybe a little bit of blurry vision is what I'm pulling through for Cleo. 3 cat mama. Oh, no, you're having trouble posting to the site. Typed a question but didn't get to you. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Try again. Onyx goes after Kayla. Okay, there's definitely a theme of cat bullying at the moment. What is in the air, guys? I feel like these cats are ruling us. Don't worry, I'm ruled by my cats as well. So, you're in good company here. Onyx goes after Kayla, almost like attacking her, and Kayla hides out in one of the bedrooms all day. She never used to. Okay, so first thing that's coming through like that is Onyx. Have I got that right? Please let me know. Is doing this hunting. We're hunting Kayla. We're hunting Kayla because I enjoy doing it. Again, opinion, not fact, but I enjoy doing it. And I actually quite enjoy, now this is cat logic for you, I quite enjoy the skirmish, the screams, I don't care if she's carrying on because I actually find that quite fun. So we've got a cat here that's mimicking hunting in the home when we shouldn't be doing that. We need to be able to redirect that behavior somewhere else. But I actually feel like we've got live hunting. It's appearing as bullying, but what I'm getting from Onyx is I've got a target. I've got a victim inside and I love it. And this one doesn't die. This one I can keep going with and, hides out. And the minute she steps out, I can then attack again. So what we've got going on there is what I'm hunting. I kept seeing the word hunting. And we need to divert that elsewhere. Because, of course, we're going to hide out. Because I would too if I was getting attacked. Either that or I would just, I don't know. I feel like that. What's the other cat's name? Kayla, is it? Sorry, I can't remember. Kayla. I feel like Kayla has actually tried to fight back and it hasn't gone so well. So that's why we're hiding. So that's how I'm feeling that these guys are coming through. It is coming, though, towards the end of the show. So if there's anyone I've missed, please come again next week. But I feel like I need to get that out for these guys. Okay. So sorry, I just was reading the chats. So I do need to wind this up in like 60 seconds. So I'm talking a little bit faster. So anyone, if I didn't get to you guys, please come next week. I'm actually on next week. So what is next week? I'm going to pull up the calendar so I get it right for you guys. So it'll be the 6th of March at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So come back and we can have more chats. But 3-Cat Mama, the big thing that's coming through is hunting. Onyx is hunting, and we need to change that from Kayla to something else. So how we do that, we'll have to work on that. But anyone else, please come again. Please come again. Oh my gosh, I feel like a poo from The Simpsons. Come again. Please come again. Sorry, that was so inappropriate to reference The Simpsons on a cat show. But please join me next week, and we can connect to all the pets. And anyone that didn't get, if I miss you, I'm really sorry. But come again next week on the 6th of March at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for everyone who's come through, connected, watched, interacted. Thank you for dropping the photos of your beautiful pets. And if anyone has any more questions, please join me next week, and we will go through more questions and hopefully more in depth. And but I do need to go because there's a show on right now. So I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Bye, everyone.